You know that feeling when you buy something and for a few hours it feels great, but then that excitement fades and all that's left is a little guilt. You tell yourself it was worth it, but deep down you know it wasn't. That used to be me. I used to spend money just to feel something, to fill small gaps in my day, to feel accomplished, or to feel like I was moving forward somehow. But what I didn't realize was that I wasn't buying things, I was buying moments, temporary moments of relief, comfort, or validation. And they never lasted until one day I came across a simple rule that quietly changed how I spend forever. It's not a budgeting trick, it's not about restricting yourself, it's a mindset shift. The rule is this: if it doesn't improve my life for at least a year, I don't buy it. That's it. Simple but powerful. And when I started living by it, everything changed. You see, most of us don't really think when we spend. We react. We buy because we are bored, tired, stressed, or influenced. We don't stop to ask what that purchase actually adds to our lives. The moment feels good, the package arrives, the dopamine hits, and for a while it feels like progress. But most of what we buy gives us pleasure, not purpose, and pleasure fades fast. When I first applied this rule, it was uncomfortable. I started noticing how impulsive my spending actually was. That extra pair of shoes I didn't need, the subscription I barely used, the small upgrades that didn't really make a difference. Suddenly, I saw many things I bought out of habit, not happiness. And once I began cutting them out, something strange happened. I didn't feel deprived, I felt free. Because here is the truth: spending less isn't about sacrifice, it's about clarity. It's about realizing that you don't need more stuff to feel fulfilled, you need more intentionality. Most people think happiness comes from adding things, but often it comes from removing what doesn't matter. Now you might think, but what if it's something small, something I enjoy? Fair point. The rule doesn't mean you stop living, it means you start noticing. Every time I am about to buy something, I ask myself, will this bring me value a year from now? If the answer is no, I pause because I have learned that long term satisfaction always beats short term excitement. This rule also changed how I view luxury. I realized luxury isn't about how expensive something is, it's about how useful it is to your life. Luxury is a tool that makes your days better, smoother, or calmer, not louder. When you start spending based on usefulness instead of emotion, you automatically stop wasting money. And over time, those small decisions compound into something much bigger: financial peace. Let me give you a real world example. I once used to buy new gadgets almost every year. I would convince myself I needed them, that they would make me feel more productive. But when I looked closer, I realized what I really wanted was a feeling of upgrading. I wanted to feel like I was improving, even if my life didn't actually change. When I started following the 1 year rule, that urge began to fade. I stopped confusing the feeling of progress with actual progress. And here is what is wild: when you stop buying unnecessary things, you automatically start appreciating what you already own. You notice how little you truly need. You realize how much peace there is in enough. That's when money stops controlling you because you are no longer changing the next purchase to feel okay. Another shift I noticed was how my definition of value changed. Before, I would spend hundreds on things that didn't matter: clothes, gadgets, dining out, but I would hesitate to invest in things that actually made me better: a course, a book, or my health. Once I adopted this rule, I started asking, will this make my future self thank me? If it will, I will buy it. If it won't, I let it go. And that question changed everything. The deeper lesson here is emotional. Most people don't spend money, they spend feelings. They buy to escape something: boredom, loneliness, pressure, or comparison. But you can't buy your way out of emptiness. You can only spend yourself into it. This rule forces you to slow down and ask why before you buy. And that's where financial healing starts, in awareness. See, wealth isn't built through numbers, it's built through habits. The small daily decisions you make with your money create your financial destiny. And if those decisions are emotional instead of intentional, you'll keep feeling broke even when you earn more. This simple 1 year rule rewires that. It helps you move from reaction to reflection, from impulse to impact. Now, let's talk about how this plays out in real life. When you apply this rule, you'll notice fewer transactions but more satisfaction. You'll start buying things that actually serve you, better tools for work, meaningful experiences, investments that grow your mind or your money. You'll stop wasting your energy managing clutter, and you will start enjoying the calm that comes with financial simplicity. And something else will happen too. Your standards will rise. You'll start demanding more value for your money. You'll stop settling for cheap thrills and start craving real progress. That's when spending becomes empowering instead of draining, because you'll know that every dollar you spend is helping you grow, not just helping you cope. The reason this rule works so well is because it shifts the question from can I afford this to does this improve my life? Anyone can afford to buy things, but not everyone can afford the weight of clutter, distraction, and regret. The smartest spenders don't just manage their money, they manage their emotions around it. And if you ever feel tempted to break the rule, try this. Before you buy something, wait 24 hours. If you still want it the next day, ask yourself, will it still matter in a year? Most of the time, the answer will surprise you. That small pause is enough to turn mindless spending into mindful living. Over time, this rule doesn't just change your wallet, it changes your mindset. You stop chasing the illusion of more and start appreciating the power of enough. You stop seeking validation through purchases and start finding it in peace. You stop feeling broke, even if you're not rich yet, because you finally feel in control. So, next time you are about to buy something, pause for just a moment. Ask yourself, will this make my life better for at least a year? If it will, buy it with confidence. If it won't, walk away with pride. Because every time you say no to something that doesn't serve you, you are saying yes to something that does. That's the simple rule that changed how I spend forever. Not because it limits me, but because it frees me from impulse, from pressure, from the need to constantly prove my worth. Money can buy a lot of things, but peace of mind isn't one of them. You earn that through choices, quiet, intentional, everyday choices, and that's where true wealth begins.